hand release push-up. On execution at 3, 2, 1, go, the athlete will start at the top of the push-up and will descend all the way, making sure that the chest and the thighs both contact the ground. In each rep, hands must clearly come off the ground, and then push up to the top with the elbows locking at the top. No reps will constitute any time the chest and the thighs don't both contact the ground, whether or not the hands are both clearly off the ground, and no lock up at the top. Good. For the ring dip, in each case, the athlete will begin the rep at the top of the rings, lowering your body until the armpits touch the armpits, touch the rings, and then raising again, once again locking out the elbows. At no time should the feet touch the ground. No reps for this exercise include the elbows not locking out at the top, the rings not touching the armpits, or the feet touching the ground and the bottom. For the back squat, the exercise will begin with the athlete standing in front of the rack but not touching the bar. On the count of 3, 2, 1, go, the athlete will rack the bar in the back, step back. Both the hips are open and the knees are locked at the top. Hands must be on the bar at all times. When squatting, the athlete will ensure that the hips go below parallel of the knees, and then when standing, that the hips fully open and the knees locked out. If at any time a hand comes off the bar, or the hips do not open completely, or the hips do not go below parallel, any of those will constitute a no rep. For the chest to bar pull-up, the athlete will begin the exercise standing below the bar on the constitute of 3, 2, 1, go, or whenever it's time. Athlete will begin ensuring that the chest touches the bar at some point between the clavicle and the bottom of the chest. When doing butterflies, it's important that the athlete can clearly demonstrate the chest touching the bar at some point between the clavicle and the chest. At the end of each pull-up, the arms must be fully extended at the bottom. No reps will constitute any point where the chest is not touching the bar at the top, or the arms do not fully extend at the bottom. For the chin over the bar pull-up, in this case, the athlete is going to be executing a pull-up where with each execution, the chin will come completely over the bar, so that when judging, the judge can see the chin come over the bar and be on the far side. No reps will be when either the chin does not reach the bar or the chin does not completely get over the top of the bar. That would be a no rep. For the ground to overhead movement, the athlete will begin standing in front of the bar, not touching the bar. On the count of 3, 2, 1, go. The athlete will take the bar and move it from the ground to an overhead position by any means available. The athlete may take the bar from the ground and clean it or snatch it, but at the top of the movement, the bar must be overhead with elbows locked out, fully opened and locked. No reps will be constituted either the hips are not open, the knees are not locked, or the elbows are not locked, or if the bar is in front of the head. For the GHD sit-up, The athlete will begin in the seated position, and on the execution, the athlete will then extend his trunk, ensuring that hands touch the ground, and then upon rising, the hands must go touching or extending beyond the foot plate. For scaled and masters, the athletes will need to extend their bodies until the shoulders and arms reach parallel before again rising and touching the plate. For shorter athletes, we'll make accommodations, putting plates on the ground for those that are doing RX, so that their hands can be seen physically touching the bottom. For the pistol, the athlete will again begin in the standing position with the hips open, and upon execution, the athlete will extend one leg, drop into a squat, and then at the bottom of the squat, the hips must be below parallel. Upon standing, the knees must lock out, and the hips must be open. If the athlete desires to, he or she may grab the foot on the way down, but at no point should the suspended foot touch the ground. If either the hips do not open at the top or the foot touches the ground, that is a no rep. The double kettlebell swing. For this movement, the athlete is going to be having a kettlebell in each hand. And upon execution, begin the kettlebell swings. Because this is a Russian, each kettlebell must pass between the legs, but must also raise at least to eye level. At any point, the kettlebells begin to get out of alignment or do not either pass above parallel or pass below the legs. That will be a no rep. The handstand push-up. The athlete will begin, get himself inverted, and upon executing, the athlete must extend the body until the elbows are completely locked out and the feet are touching the wall. And then drop down, the head must contact the ground. This exercise can be done either strict or kipping. Examples of no rips will be where either the head does not contact the pad, or the elbows do not lock out at the top, or the feet are not touching the wall at the full extension of the movement.